How much would you sacrifice for a dream? Most people never achieve their dream, not because they lack talent, because they quit. I want to show you a character most people call a villain. He's the most honest portrait of ambition ever drawn. Most people think they have a dream. They don't. They have a preference. A dream is something you are willing to suffer for, something you are willing to lose things for. And that's what makes Griffith so terrifying. Griffith had a dream so large that everything else becomes smaller. Friends, love, loyalty, human lives. To him, they were all secondary to the kingdom he wanted to build. And that's why most people misunderstand him. The frightening part isn't that Griffith was evil. The frightening part is that he was committed to a degree that most people can't even imagine. Everyone condemns Griffith. Everyone says that they will never do what he did. But there's a question nobody wants to answer. What if you were Griffith? Not the monster. The man before the monster. People talk about Griffith as if he was always destined to be a villain. But they forget who he was. He was intelligent, disciplined, charismatic, a man capable of inspiring thousands to follow him into the battle. He carried a dream so extraordinary that people willingly devoted their lives to it. And for years, he paid their dream with blood, suffering, and sacrifices, his own included. And then everything collapsed. His army was gone. His body was destroyed. His future was erased. The dream he had dedicated his entire existence to was reduced to nothing. Imagine spending your whole life climbing to a mountain, only to be thrown back to the bottom when you are just inches from the summit. Not because you failed, because fate decided so. And now imagine, someone appears before you, offering you a choice. Everything you ever wanted, everything you have ever suffered for, everything you have ever lost, restored, and all you have to do is pay a final price. A price so terrible that from outside the answer seems obvious. No. But that's because we are judging from the comfort of our lives. People love to believe that they are morally unbreakable, that they would choose virtue no matter what the circumstances are. But history says otherwise. Desperation changes people. Loss changes people. Suffering changes people. The farther someone is punished, the more impossible it becomes to know what they are capable of. Maybe Griffith failed test, or maybe the test was designed to break anyone who took it. So before condemning Griffith, ask yourself a harder question. If I had his dream, his suffering, his opportunities, and his despair, what would I really choose? Would I really choose differently? Because it's easy to judge a man from outside. The real challenge is admitting you might not be as different from him as you think. So how much would you sacrifice for your dream? More than your comfort? More than your excuses? More than your fear? But never your soul. Because the greatest lesson Griffith left behind is not how to dream, but how to dream without losing yourself in the process.